Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to day 90. Crazy. On the CDT, hiking northbound from Mexico to Canada. We are currently in Yellowstone. I feel like I've been in Yellowstone for a week. It's super eerie, foggy. We stayed right near Firehole River, which I don't know if you can see. It's hard to do it in reverse, but some of that smoke is from geysers or steam. I guess those are more steam vents. Yeah, you can get a better look now. Anyway, there were, I think, 14 hikers at that campsite last night. Like 14 individual hikers in their individual tents. I do not know how everybody found a place to set up, but we did. So, the plan this morning is to hustle to the Lone Star Geyser, hoping that we can all catch a glimpse of, like, there's a major and minor eruption every 3 hours. So, hoping to catch the major, and you can get pretty close to it apparently. And then I'm gonna have coffee there, and then to book it to Old Faithful to have buffet breakfast with the crew. And then I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to shower. Yes, I'm going to shower again. I know. You guys would have seen me, not seen me, but you guys would have known I showered in the last video, which for me was 2 days ago. And I'm going to wash my hiking outfit. I don't have a ton of laundry to do, but I'm going through that bog. Like, everything smells like bog and it's weird. So, yeah, do that. I have to charge all my electronics. My headlamp just died, so perfect timing now that I can kind of see outside. Oh, look at this fancy bridge. Y'all, we love a fancy bridge. I don't think y'all know how rare it is to get a bridge over some of this stuff. So, anyway, then go see Old Faithful and do fun touristy things and then walk another 8 miles to camp tonight. So, let's get started. Well, I think we may have gotten there right after it finished its last eruption. The people that were ahead of me got here right before 6, and they said they could kind of see the sputtering from above the tree line. So, yeah, I think it's over. So yeah, some people are gonna wait back there and see for the next 2 hours if it goes off again. I wish I could, but literally almost everything is dead. My battery bank is dead, my headlamp is dead, my Garmin is at like 20%, and of course I'll need to top off my phone, so I just have so much charging to do today that I just gotta go ahead and leave, let them get footage, and share it with me if they get some. So anyway, we have about 4 miles to get to Old Faithful Village. Let's get it. That is a bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. That was so awesome. A mama black bear and her baby black bear. Oh. Now, I'm very thankful that I was on that flat stretch where I could kind of see ahead of me. It was coming around the corner. And I was like fur. Could it be hikers? They're moving kind of fast. And then I realized it was bear, but I couldn't tell if it was a grizzly or a black bear at first. And I was far enough away, like I kept my camera out for a second, and then I started to make noise, and I think it started to spook the mama, so she started to come faster down the trail. I don't think she was coming at me. I think she just got scared for her and her baby. So that's when I stopped the camera, because then I basically like went off to the side, way around out in the brush in case they kept coming down the trail. And I got out my bear spray and I kept making loud clacking noises with my trekking poles and saying, "Hey bear." And basically her and the baby were on the trail, and then they went in the other direction. But I kept making noise till I couldn't see them anymore, and then I still kind of went around. I didn't get back on the trail until pretty much where they came down the trail. So anyway, that was super awesome. I feel so blessed to like get these types of like safe encounters, you know. Because when I was talking to my Sobo friends, they said all they saw here during their time was one bison. So yeah, I'm very, very jazzed. So 1 grizz, 2 black bear. Still haven't seen any moose on trail yet. But yeah, super cool. My hands are freezing though, guys, and my toes. So cold. So thinking I'm gonna shower first. Unless like I just get a wild hair, but that's sounding better to me right now than it's like a hot shower. I don't know if you can tell from camera, but it's like that whole area is covered in cloud. That's crazy. This building is very like medieval Gothic. Alright, shower and breakfast. Lovely. Oh my gosh, these are fancy. Oh. Okay, let's go. Alright guys, today, I don't know where today is gone. We had breakfast at Old Faithful Inn. It was really good. Definitely worth $20. And then I went across the parking lot to the Stone, I don't know why I keep saying Stone, the Snow Lodge Inn, and took a lot of time there, just like charging all my electronics and everything. Did all my laundry that I needed to get done, but yeah, it just took me several hours of. Ooh, this is pretty. Pause on this tree. That is glorious. So we're in the upper geyser trail area. I'm doing a little bit of a longer route because I want to see all this kind of stuff. But yeah, just took a long time there trying to get my battery, like not even fully charged, just like 3/4, maybe half on some of them. So we have done Central Yellowstone. And we just watched Old Faithful. I had a cider while I was watching it. Well, before, while I was waiting on it. And it was kind of anticlimactic. It was like 30 seconds. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. Shit ton of people. Way too many people. I'm like overpeopled right now, so. But yeah, it's interesting just coming out of the woods and all the people, and then in a few miles it'll be just me again. So I'm sure. This looks like something out of the Jurassic era, does it not? Alright, y'all. I'm gonna do this geyser trail. I'll get you guys some vids, and then I have 10 miles to camp, so I gotta book it after this. Oh, just kidding. You guys aren't gonna get as many videos because I took the wrong trail, so yay. Love that for me. I'm too tired to go back, so. Chlorine could never. Okay, just kidding. I can get back on the trail here, so it's like half a mile. I'm very confused. There's so many people. Alright, just kidding once again. So half that boardwalk was closed, which was gonna lead me back to where I was supposed to get back on. So we did a little bit of some bonus mile. It's probably like half a mile, not a big deal. But it's so funny because where the boardwalk ends, the tourist ends. If it ain't easy, they ain't doing it. Not that this is hard, it's literally a paved road, but yeah, just funny. Alright folks, I think that 1.3 is not even like a true 1.3. So I'm gonna go with like, we have at least 9.5 to go. And it's 5 o'clock, so. Oh God, we're gonna be doing some night walking, I think. Unless I can keep a 19 or 20 minute pace this literal entire time, so. Let's hope those chicken strips did some good. Alright, I think this is the last of the thermal features. I could be totally wrong, but I think that's true. I'm about to cross the highway and reconnect back with the red line. And then I don't know what the terrain is like. I think it's just like dry pine forest because like all the water sources and stuff are dried up. So yeah, we're doing 1912s though, so that's good. Another 1,000-foot climb at the end of the day, y'all. This is like the third time in the last week, I swear. And it's steep too. These are not switchbacks. It's just pure up. So we're currently at 7766, and we gotta go up to almost 8,600. So, and we've been climbing now for the last like 15 minutes. So. And I had chicken strips and fries, and a cider and a Sprite and a salad, and then breakfast this morning. So it's just a lot. So anyway, mid-climb update for you. Okay, guys, I'm running out of energy. It's just been a long day. 5 a.m. wake up, and then these bonus miles to see these geysers, and then gosh, this 10-mile trek out to this campsite. It's a lot. But we're doing it. 3 miles to go, and I'm doing a 20-minute pace, so I should be there within an hour. But my hip flexors are just feeling really tight. My legs are tired, and I'm just tired. So I think I'm gonna sleep in a little bit more tomorrow, let my body rest. I think it's 45 miles to West Yellowstone, so I still need to do, 20-ish miles tomorrow and the next day, but oh gosh, these early wake-up calls and these long days killing me. So anyway, it's just pine forest walking. Now that we're back in the backcountry, the trail's not so easy, not so lovely, not so wide, not so rocky, like nice pebbly rocks. But yeah, I was with the crew for a little bit, but I had to stop to use the bathroom and lost them. It was like a nice little train they had going. So yeah, almost there. Alright guys, we're almost there. It's like 2 away, and I'm gonna close out today here because I think there's gonna be even more of us tonight at this campsite, which I'll get some footage of the backpacker tent city. Yeah, I'm just gonna set up filter water because I'm really thirsty. The water I got from the creek this morning was definitely a little bit of geyser water. Oh, probably shouldn't drink it, but here we are. Yeah, really good day so far. Yellowstone's been awesome. Highly recommend if you guys are backpackers, hikers, like get into the backcountry because there's nobody out there. The front country's cool too, but So anyway, that's my take on Yellowstone for today. And I will catch you guys tomorrow when we head out of Yellowstone and back into some just general national forest to make our way up to Montana. I think we touch Idaho first though, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. That was the last look at Summit Lake, which is allegedly the last water source for 26 miles. Yes, I know what you guys are thinking. Chelsea, you haven't done a 26 mile day yet. That's correct. You'd be right. I've also not done 26-mile water carry, not even in the desert. So this is something, and it's crazy because like almost all of Wyoming almost been surrounded by water. And now on this very last stretch, which there's only 6 more miles of Wyoming, I guess, than Idaho, so I guess it's Idaho's fault. Yeah, I just haven't had to do this big old water carry, so right now I have almost 5 liters on me, which is nowhere near enough for 26 miles plus dinner. And y'all know I ain't gonna make it no 26 miles today, so I mean, I'll push as far as I can. But my plantar fasciitis is kind of starting to act up again, which sucks because these are, basically brain issues. So might have to look into getting some inserts or something. But yeah, last night was good sleep. I wear earplugs, so it doesn't matter how many people I'm trying to buy, I can't hear anything. So yeah, and then in 6 miles we'll be in Idaho. That's exciting. And I'm going to cut over to Montana. And hopefully my goal is just to get onto the Big Sky Alt today. So I don't know how far that is, but I'll keep you posted. Thankfully, it's all flat. Last night was, like I said, 1,000-foot climb up to that lake. Really, Summit Lake. Haha, funny. So anyway, good day. Day 91. I'm on the home stretch. Well, I'll be damned. I told you guys yesterday that was the last of the thermal features, but here we are. Almost to the park boundary in a few miles. I don't want to get any closer because I don't know how safe it is or unsafe, so pretty neat. You can hear a lot of water over there, so I wonder what's going on over there. Oh man, what are you? Are you a baby fox? What are you? Forgot to show you guys my new bling I got yesterday when I went to the Tribal Heritage Center. It's right next to Old Faithful. This really pretty bracelet. Love it. Handmade. And I also highly recommend anybody who visits Yellowstone to visit that place because it talks about the 27 known tribes that call or have called Yellowstone home at one point in time. And they have all indigenous like artwork and jewelry, blankets, stickers, like all the same stuff you can get at the general stores, but made by the indigenous communities of Yellowstone, which is so cool. And there's also like a lot of cool photos on the wall from like this whole like last couple centuries of the different tribes doing different things in the land. So anyway, I came to night yesterday, but it was a really cool part, and I'm glad that I made the time to go in. And adding to my little bracelet hoard I've got going. My sister got me these 3 beads, beaded bracelets in Colorado on our trip in July, and she blessed them with her intention and all the things, so I call them my safety beads. So yeah, that was a cool thing I did yesterday. Now we were just in this burnt pine forest. I did it! Yay! Hi, friends. We made it to Idaho. A whole bunch of crew were there, so I sat and had a chips and cheese break. It was excellent. And now I'm on my way because I'm only like 6.5 miles in for the day. It's 10:30, so I've got to keep making time. So that way tomorrow it's not a super long day to get to town. Because I think I might just Nero, but I'm not sure yet. So anyway, we're still in Yellowstone for the next couple miles, and then we're in Idaho for the next like 22. So I don't think we'll get to Montana tonight, but first thing tomorrow. I don't know when we exited Yellowstone, but apparently it was more than half a mile back. Anyway, we're no longer in Yellowstone, and we're in some national forest. Sometimes I don't recognize myself when I get on camera. I'm like, who is this? Who is this person eating a Super King Reese's Fast Break for lunch? Made it to 14 miles, and my left foot is kind of barking at me, so I stopped, and I also just took the chance to hang up all my tent gear because it was soaking right from this morning, just the condensation and being next to that lake. Then I proceeded to fall asleep for 40 minutes, which, whoops. And I'm down to about, I don't know, 1.5 liters, maybe a little more, of water. And it's now about 3:15. So I'm going to try and do 12 more because I was like, okay, last night when I left Old Faithful, I did 10. And that was like at 5 o'clock at night with a 1,000-foot climb. So I'm like, it's only 3:15. I'm like, I bet I can do it or get really freaking close because the water is in 12 miles. So I don't really feel super hungry today, like wanting to eat one of my backpacking meals. So I think I'm just going to survive on junk today, meaning chips, cheese. Yes, I ate this entire block of marble cheese today. Not in one setting, 2, but still. And then it should only be about 9 miles into town tomorrow, if I can do that, but we'll see. Mentally I'm fine, just listen to a book, which is good, and listen to some podcasts, but it's more physically just the heavy water carry too, so. The terrain's been really good, just a lot of pine forest, so let's see how far we get today.
Flooding the entire length of the Nile Valley. For several weeks, all the valley's cultivated fields lay underwater. About 36. He was Jean Cassou, a highly regarded writer, magazine editor, and art critic, who after his stint with the Popular Front...
Okay guys, this is the furthest I think I've ever gone on trail, and we're still going, so. I've been on this road for what feels like probably 15, 16 miles. It's been nice because it's not like super rocky or anything, but man, my feet are really starting to kill me just from just doing this many miles in a day. So I think I'll get to 26 probably, but I only have half a liter of water left, and this is a 26-mile water carry. I think I've said that, so trying to make it up here to this creek, and apparently there's camping near the creek, so I'm assuming that's where a lot of the hikers will be too, so we shall see. But it's been a good day, so I have service now, so I'm just calling people to get me through these last few road miles. It's pretty though. Still in Idaho. I love thru-hikers. This way. Alright guys, we're at 25.83, and I've definitely done more than this because there's twice now that I've left my watch on pause for at least 0.25, possibly as much as 0.5, so we have another 0.4 to go apparently down here, and to get to water, so I think this is going to be closer to a 28-mile day in my opinion, but I'll let y'all know at the end of the video with the numbers and everything once I do the math tonight when I finally sit down. We'll see if I'm able to walk tomorrow. Good morning. I didn't close things out last night because when I got down to that campsite, there were people that were already asleep, so I was just trying to be respectful because yesterday was just like a big day for everybody. But yeah, I just got down there and set up camp and filtered water, and finally got to bed around 10 o'clock, I think. So I had every intention of getting up at 5:15 this morning. No, I was too tired, too cold. So it's now 7:15. I'm on my way. I think we have close to 12 miles to do today. I think it's like 2.5 to the Montana border. So 3 states in 24 hours. And then it's like a 9.2 mile paved like bicyclist path down into West Yellowstone. So I'm hoping that I can do it a little faster being paved. But man, y'all, my feet are really killing me today. Like the tendons, like not my actual feet, like the tendons like wrapping around my ankles and my heels and stuff. They just feel really tender, I guess is the best. Tender tendons. Say that 3 times fast. So that's the goal today, and that'll wrap up this video. Once I get into West Yellowstone, I need to go get my resupply from my mom at the post office. I also have an Amazon package coming for a new filter, a new liner for my inside of my pack for my sleeping bag because my Nylaflume liner is just shredded. So I'm just like balling it up over my sleeping bag right now. And then a new microfiber towel because I can't live without my microfiber towel. And I lost it somewhere in Du Bois, which I think I've said. So that will probably come in tomorrow. And then some nice trail angels are going to host us for tonight. And then I may get a motel room for tomorrow night because, I don't know, like, I'll have to see how my feet and everything are feeling tomorrow and how much I can get done work-wise, video-wise, because I haven't really done much editing since Du Bois. I just haven't had enough battery. So we'll see, as usual. But I'll show you guys West Yellowstone, and then we'll close it out here today, or later today, for the next section, which is the Big Sky Alt. So, all right, here we go. Alright, folks. We made it to Montana. Goodbye, Idaho. It was a nice road walk we did together. Nice, and we are in Gallatin National Forest, so that also answers that question. Well, I don't know how much there's going to be to film over the next few hours because we're just on this nice paved bike path for about 9 miles, and it goes right into West Yellowstone, so pretty nice. I didn't get it on film because he was moving fast, but there was a black bear, and he was, I don't know, probably 100 yards away, and he skirted across the road and he looked at me, and then I didn't move, and then he just bolted, dude. He ran so fast, he kicked up dust behind him. I was like, oh, poor guys, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I'm glad that, he ran the other way, but so cool. So 4 bears, guys, 4 bears. Anyway, I'm just gonna crank on my podcast, books, and music, crush this. And it's kind of bouncy, so that's nice. It's not like a normal road underfoot, so crush this, get to town, and get some food. So I'm currently on the Yellowstone Shortline Trail, and it's cool because they have these little installations, like every once in a while, like a little map. And then you eventually, once you go through and you read everything, you end up in West Yellowstone at the museum. So I guess a train ran through here, and it took people to and from the national park, so actual Yellowstone. So super cool. Now it's raining. It was just like so sunny and warm a minute ago, and now it's like these ominous dark clouds. Some rain. We're about a little more than halfway. Still have about 5 miles to go. And when I get service, I'm going to just go straight to the post office, wherever that is. So, and get my box. It's really cool to learn about the railroad that went through here to take people to Yellowstone. So, along the way, and now there's the river down below, which is cool. Getting there. I don't know why this feels like the longest freaking walk, but it does. Like, my feet are hurting, so my pace is only like 22:37. Oh gosh, but gone 11 miles, and we're almost, I can start to see the town right there. So, the trail angel is at work through the afternoon, so I'm gonna go to the post office, get something to eat, and then maybe go to the laundromat and just go ahead and get my laundry done. So I don't have to worry about that tonight. And I gotta do some planning, so I think there's only 2 of us staying with the trail angel tonight, so yeah, I'm just tired and my feet are hurting now, so. Hey guys, it's been a whirlwind of a day. I got in around 11:30 and went to the post office and got my resupply from my mom. And then I went to a pizza place and proceeded to eat an entire medium pizza with a couple of beers, and it was phenomenal. Chef's kiss, I ate the entire thing. And afterwards I went to a laundromat that was nearby that also had showers, and so I was able to shower and do laundry. And then I wanted to pick up some wine for our host because they were going to make dinner tonight, which just so kind. I don't even get me started on Craig and Stephanie, they're amazing. But yeah, I went to the wine store, and Craig and Stephanie are actually friends with the lady who owns the wine store here, so I was chatting with her, and we were like picking out wine together. It was like so lovely. And then, sorry, I have my retainers on already, nerd. But Craig came and picked me and Lone Wolf up and took us to their house and gave us the tour and everything. And yeah, just the two of us with Craig and Stephanie, and they made us burgers with potatoes and corn on the cob, and we had wine, and we had like really great chats, like just really lovely humans. This was my first experience staying with Trail Angels, and literally takes the cake, like couldn't be better. Just so amazing, and to meet their dog and their cat. It's like so cute, so beautiful house that they have here. Yeah, so we just sat and chatted for a long time, and now it's 9:45, so I'm gonna close it out here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana adventures that we've had so far, and it's just crazy to think that like this is the last state. It's a big state, you know, we have I think 700 miles to do in this state, with the Big Sky cutoff, so I'm gonna have to do some big miles and some consistent Nero days instead of 0 days over the next month and a half, but I believe I can do it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for your support, and I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.